With the sound of this bell, we acknowledge that these lands are the ancestral lands of the Yavapai people, the Wipukepas, the Tolkepayas, the Cuevkepayas, and the Yavapai. This day, September 11th, we acknowledge together our hope for peace. Yesterday, on the way to a choir party, we heard a rumble of thunder. Did any of you hear that? And then there was an electrical outage. So we had to go through all of the lights on the way were dark. And everyone was so polite. And then there was a summer storm beating on our car. During the Arizona summer, clouds will suddenly gather and lightning stabs the sky. A monsoon rain is beating at the earth. Listen to desert rain. This will be featured at our concert tonight at 5 o'clock at Watson Lake, and bring your chairs and maybe even your umbrellas.
Thunder beats his drum and flings the water downward, rushing into caves and bursting from the hills. Gullies dry for years turn into raging rivers, dragging all that stands between them and the sea.
Welcome, welcome, welcome all of you in this sanctuary and all of you on Zoom. Our Granite Peak congregation is joining today with Prescott Unitarian Universalist Fellowship to celebrate our joint effort. 25 years of empty bowls. Woo! And in this effort, we have passed through some historical times together. If you are new to Empty Bowls, please check out our announcements for information. And look there too for information about other things that are going on. Empty bowls must be experienced. And you can experience it next week on Sunday after the service on Courthouse Square. You will stand with friends in line and you will experience a diverse group of people, for Empty Bowls has found that ephemeral place, common ground. Let us welcome Glenna Hudson from Prescott UU Fellowship for our chalice lighting. And Al Schober, who is the president of the board of Prescott UU Fellowship, will light the chalice.
I don't remember the exact year our two congregations began working together on Empty Bowls, but I think it was around 98 or 99 when we moved to the Courthouse Square. I do know it has been a labor of love for all of us in both congregations, as well as a sense of pride in contributing to the community food banks. As I have aged, my contribution in time and in energy has waned a bit, but I know I can count on the UUs of the Quad City to work together toward a common goal that is one small step toward the greater goal of all human beings working together for the good of all. I felt this chalice lighting by Eric Walker Wickstrom conveys this feeling. When we light our chalice, everyone focuses on the flame. Yet it is the paraffin of the candle, the cotton of the wick, the potassium chlorate and sulfur of the match, and the oxygen in the air around us that makes that flame possible. As Unitarian Universalists, we are not called to be a lone beacon on the hill. Rather, we are meant to work together so that we might together shine. We light this flame so that we might together shine.
Thank you, Glenna and Al. We gather this morning also to begin again. We're beginning our new year of worship in solidarity with many Unitarian Universalists gathering in congregations all over this nation and in Europe, in Romania, in India. We gather today, especially holding September 11th, that day 21 years ago, that will forever be marked in the memory of this nation and in our hearts. Water is a symbol for our many hopes that can flow together and be strengthened and transformed by each other's presence. As a child, on the edge of swimming pools, any body of water, my impulse was to jump in, swim, dive, and enjoy the feel of the water, the adventure of the ocean, the lake, the river, the swimming pool. Then I became more careful, more reticent. I would put my toe in before I jumped. Today, let us be brave. And in the past, but not so distant past of this nation, for people escaping enslavement, wading in the water helped them pass through without leaving a trace. In many religions, water is a place for baptism, for cleansing, transformation, and healing. Together, let us wade in the water. Let us rise in body or spirit and sing together, wade in the water. band all dressed in white, God's gonna trouble the water. The leader looks like an Israelite, God's gonna trouble the water. Wade in the water, wade in the water, children, wade in the water. God's gonna trouble the water. See that band all dressed in red, God's gonna trouble the water. It looks like the band that Moses led, God's gonna trouble the water. Wade in the water, wade in the water, children, wade in the water. God's gonna trouble the water. You may be seated. And now let us say our covenant together. Love is the doctrine of this congregation. The quest for truth its sacrament, and service is its prayer. To dwell together in peace, to seek knowledge in freedom, to serve others in community. Thus do we covenant together. As you came in, you received a card. Those of you who do not have cards, please let us know. Oh, many choir members don't have cards. You will get cards. And when you have a card, and there are, keep your hands up. When you get cards, what I want you to be doing is writing your hope for the congregation, for that is the symbol that we have today. Your hopes, your gifts that you give the congregation, please write those on the card, and we will be reading them as we do our water ceremony. Our water ceremony is where those of you who have programs, I tried to confiscate them before you got them because much has transformed, and the program that was, it doesn't matter. So go with the flow. If you have a program, go with the flow. And we are going with the flow right now because we are waiting for our children to come from across the street to join us. And our water ceremony, so I want you to think about, we're going to introduce our new faith development coordinator, and here they are. Okay. Thank you. They are here. Let's welcome our children. Hi, do you all want to come and be up here? But first I'd like Sandra, could you please come here? Today, I wanted to especially introduce Sandra Palacios because being on Zoom and the way that different things have unfolded, we didn't introduce her properly when she when she began, and now she is bringing her many gifts to this faith development program. Sandra, it is my hope that you will be filled with inspiration and courage and creativity as you plan and carry out the classes in this coming year. May we together find ways to collaborate so that the ideas are flowing from this place across the street like the flooding water, but we don't want the flooding water. We are in a floodplain, so we don't want that. I also hope that you and your family are blessed during this time. And now I want to, and you guys, it's optional, but do you have any hopes for this coming year? You're starting your school year and all of that? No, not really. Is there anything fun coming up? You're doing an Ojo de Dios. Ah, you took a breath.
My soccer games.
Oh, soccer games. Yay.
School when it's the Day of the Dead.
Oh, nice. Yes, it must be an exciting time. Are there other things you're looking forward to this year? Not really. Okay.
Summer.
Oh, looking forward to summer. Oh boy, I hear that from teachers too. Yes, everybody loves summer and swimming and fun and fun. And my blessing, my hope for all of you is that this is a good year for you, that you make lots of friends, that you win soccer games, that you have a fun Day of the Dead time at your school, and that you just have some fun before summer begins. Yeah, it's going to be a while before summer, isn't it? Yeah. Okay, so I would love for you to be the first ones to help us put some water. We don't have any water in our community bowl, and we wanted you to help us first because you are very important to us. So, yay. Okay. Come on, let's do this. Okay. Is that too heavy? So what we're going to do is I'm going to put a little water in here. And that is for my hope that we have a lot of fun together as a congregation this year, that we take this year and celebrate. Do you have anything you want to say? No. That's okay. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, for some water. Thank you. Beautiful. Yeah, that's great. Thank you. Is there anything you'd like to say? No. Thank you so much. Thank you. Oh, that was a pretty sound. Thank you. Thank you so much. And now we're going to sing our song. And you all get to go back and do that fun project I saw you were going to do, the Ojo de Dios. Wonderful. Okay. What? God's eye, which is a ancient tradition. Okay. Thank you all for coming. Thank you so much. Okay. Bye. Please go now in peace. May the spirit of love surround you everywhere, everywhere you may go. And now have you had time to write? Okay, So please pass those into the middle, and Tracy and Chris will help gather them up. Thank you. We shifted our service a little bit today because we wanted to include our children. And I didn't want to have a break from their water to yours. And if you didn't bring water, please just do as the children did. Some of you brought water with you. One person did. No. So we have one person who brought water. So much has changed during our time of pandemic. Bobby Bollinger and I will read from these cards as you come up and add your water to the water that has already been begun by our children.
Let's keep fixing up our sanctuary. Hope for the congregation, more families and young people. That we will continue to draw people to us. Community outreach to grow diversity, ethnicity, and young families. Going forward, I want to be happy, help others in
Insecure Anonymous. Be at peace with humanity. Be at peace with humanity.
life abundant. To continue to grow with welcomed new members and to welcome back returning members with joy. Increased community, a growing congregation. More young families, more involvement by the congregation. A few people seem to do everything.
So more than hopes, these are opinions. That's okay. That keeps us going too.
That we can expand our congregation to include more families and younger people. It's a theme, folks. Our hidden strengths can be bound together to inform the good in others.
Stay on our mission. Peace, community, and love.
Continued blending of both congregations in common causes. Hope, more money. Sanctuary, become a sacred place with raised ceiling with lovely sights and sounds. Raising the sanctuary ceiling and roof. Raise the roof. Hopes for the congregation in the future are continuation of empty bowls, greater participation of youth and people of color somehow, ongoing service and social justice awareness in and to our community, welcome diverse spiritual practices and voices each week. Peace for all mankind and to settle differences peacefully. Let's just all get along. Hope that all people will work together for more peaceful and loving community. Let it good to be loved. Oh, it is good to be loved. Spread our footprint in the community. Oh, lots of hopes here, folks. I hope to grow with the support of a faith community that is new to me, to be welcomed here as I am, to be welcomed here as I change, and to do the same in turn for others. That's lovely. A diverse and welcoming family. To always continue our loving acceptance in person and in deeds. Activities that can bring us together, such as our gathering at Watson Lake.
Keep hearing our history and past, inclusion of the children.
Continue as is, works for me. More of the same. More of the same. Continued growth. May our congregation increase with young people, not just old.
Written by an old person.
As our two congregations grow in togetherness, may our community and the nation come together. And that's from Jerry. Hope to join together for peace in the world. Peace and happiness. My dream is a welcoming entrance and parking lot, weed-free and properly pruned and wheelchair accessible.
Apologies for the weeds in the back parking lot.
Hope that we continue to gather in community to raise our voices for peace and justice across many fronts. Would love the choir to sing once a month. A music program that incorporates the children. My greatest hope for Granite Peak is that we continue to flourish and grow, to keep reaching out to our community and bring us together as a nation. Love is the answer. Spirit, community, energy, commitment. Granite Peak serves as a beacon for Prescott with shared values. Growing the congregation, especially younger people and diversity. Fixing up the sanctuary and acoustics. Hope that we continue as UUs and flourish forever. My hope for the congregation is good health and happiness. My hope is that as the founding generation of this congregation gradually passes on, they will be replaced by like-minded people who find solace, community, friendship, and hope in this space and continue the commitment to the congregation and community.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. I would also invite those of you who are on Zoom to be writing your hopes in the chat, and we will include those at the end of our program. I apologize for neglecting to tell you to do that and provide that during this time. Thank you. And now we will prepare to take the offering. And as we do, let us embrace all of these hopes and feelings that were expressed. in this sanctuary. Let us embrace the feeling of community that we have when we gather here each week. Today, especially with our friends from Prescott Unitarian Universalist Fellowship. Let us remember that this congregation and its programs are supported by your generosity. You can give on our website or through the link, for those of you on Zoom, the link on our chat. We also give back to the greater community through our seeds of support. And this month, surprise, surprise, it is Empty Bowls. And now we will listen to Gray Herons, which was born out of our time in a village in Japan where there was a pond below under the cliff below our home. And sometimes a heron would fly in from somewhere and just stand in that pond. What is given in love is received in gratitude. And thank you, Mary Lou. And now Jerry Matiatos of Prescott UU Fellowship will do our joys and concerns. But I especially, as he's coming up, want to lift up Catherine Euler, who is with us today, and the death of her longtime companion just this past week. Let us hold her in our hearts.
At Prescott UU Fellowship, our tradition has been for several years to use stones and water for our joys and concerns, which we shared with you last time. And I see that you folks have started that tradition as well. So to remind those who are not aware, you can come up. There are 2 bowls and stones on either side of the podium. You take a stone to symbolize your joy, concern, or sorrow, and drop it in the water. The ripples of the water going out into our congregation and the greater community. I will start with the joy today of being here and sharing community with our fellow congregation, Granite Peak Unitarian Universalist congregation. I will now place 2 final stones, one for anyone here who may not be ready to express their joy, concern, or sorrow, and a final one for anyone who may not have a community in which to share their joys, concerns, and sorrows, with the hope that they will find one.
And now we will sing our tradition, Walking, Walking with You. Walking, walking with you, walking with you is my prayer. From Karen Anderson, we hope that we can be an integral part of helping the congregation grow and appeal to more youth, families, and a wide variety of people. I think we already have a wide variety, Karen, of people by giving our gifts, talents, and knowledge in collaboration with the rest of Granite Peak's UU community. I also add my joy of meeting all of you from Prescott UU Fellowship. Having you among us is a great joy, great joy. Thank you. "21 years ago, on this day, all over the world, people were stunned as they watched an airplane go into the Twin Towers and then another. Could it possibly be a movie? How could it be real? How had it happened? Would the violence continue in waves through our country, throughout the world? What would happen next? Another plane hit the Pentagon, and another went down in the countryside of Pennsylvania. And right here in Prescott, Arizona, this congregation and Prescott UU Fellowship and volunteers from the greater community were in the middle of empty bowls. Jack Wood's wife was heading up the project that year. Everyone wondered, Jack told me, should we call it off? They wondered if all the work that they had put into empty bowls would have to sit in an outbuilding or behind that screen in the faith development classroom that holds everything. Would we have to put everything on hold for a year? And what would happen in that year? And then on the Sunday of empty bowls, when they went down to the square to set up, as they will next Sunday, the people of Prescott and the Quad City area started to show up. Individual after individual broke through whatever fear, whatever barrier that they had to being in a public place, and they supported empty bowls. And then 2 years ago, in the midst of the pandemic, when the needs were so great, when we were seeing on the news the lines of cars waiting to receive food boxes, the organizers of Empty Bowls knew they had to continue. They had to go online, do things in a new way, and they did, wondering if this would be the slimmest year of all. And guess what? It was the best year ever. Like those old prospectors I heard stories of on Spruce Mountain the other day, like those old prospectors searching for the mother lode, the experiences of these years are evidence that through empty bowls, we have found something precious. We have found that spiritual place called common ground. May we as a community continue to tread this ground carefully, practicing hospitality, remembering the smiles and generosity during empty bowls, when we see bumper stickers or signs that make the hair rise on the backs of our necks. May this endeavor continue to be a place of peacemaking in all the stress and annoying moments when well-laid plans are broken, because I hear all of the backstory of empty bowls, and the world seems to be conspiring against us. May this endeavor of empty bowls be blessed with joy and perseverance and gratitude for another 25 years. Amen, and may it be so. And now I invite you to rise in body or spirit, and let us sing together, Blue Boat Home. Though below me I feel no motion, sending on these mountains and plains. Still my dry land heart can say,
and universe is the ocean I travel, and the earth is my blue home.
May our closing words be all the words that have been spoken today, all of the words that you penned of your hopes and opinions. Let us hold those words and let us work hard to make them come true, either this year or during the next 25. Amen. And may it be so. And as I was considering this program, I was certain that at this moment it would be 11:15. So I shortened everything. I'll send you my sermon that was longer, but I was actually going to ask, we had cut the postlude, which was a sad thing. Would you like to do it or would you rather not? Would you rather? And because she's doing it, I'll give her announcement, which is at 5 p.m. We are performing Songs of the Earth at the Watson Lake Upper Pavilion. And for those of you who haven't heard that work, which you wouldn't if you lived in Prescott, it was performed at the Parliament of World Religions and many different places. So, and our choir sounds wonderful. It's our first interfaith choir concert of singers from Granite Peak UUs. We have somebody from Prescott UU Fellowship, and we have Presbyterians and LDS singers. Come and listen to the magic.
So I found this handle on the left bank because I lived in Paris while I was studying music, the left bank in Paris. And I didn't know when I named it that, but people actually did show up and do tangos on the left bank. It's a little fast for an actual tango, but
And now I invite Al Schober, the president of the UU Fellowship, to come up and extinguish our chalice with different words.
But before I do, I'd like to thank Reverend Patty, Jerry, and anybody else involved in this joint endeavor today. We need to do more of this. And these have got to go. Kindle New Sparks by Deborah Burrell. We have basked in the warmth and beauty of this flame and this community. As the chalice flame is extinguished, let us carry its glow within. Let us kindle new sparks within these walls and beyond. Thank you.
Were there any?
No, there weren't any.
There weren't any in the chat. We were checking the chat to see if there were any more hopes that we needed to read to everyone. So go in peace, make peace. And if you're an Empty Bowls volunteer, remember we're waiting to receive you across the way.
And I invite any of you who are visiting for the first time or after a long time, and we want to welcome you again, to please stand in your comfort level and give us your name and something about yourself. Yes.
Welcome.
I couldn't hear your name again. Penny Wallen Creel. And she is from the Springfield, Illinois area and brings water and goodness from her Lincoln UU congregation. Abraham Lincoln, thank you, thank you. And I didn't mention this because I think I said it too much last week. There is cake today to celebrate Empty Bowls. And I would like to stay up here just for a few minutes and welcome some of the people on Zoom. So I invite you to greet